Um, just going to look back here, see if there's anything else. Okay. So, you guys, this week in our group, I just want to recap a little bit. We are finished our first week of our 21-day consistency challenge, and it's going great. In case there's anyone here that doesn't know what we're talking about, please look in featured. I have all the posts in there, and you can honestly jump in anytime. Yes, we've been in it for a week, but we still have 2 more weeks to go. So, jump in anytime. Okay, I got to show you, I have a new mug. Look at that. I thought it was very cute. It's kind of like I don't know, supposed to look like a camp metal kind of cup, but it's actually ceramic. There's a really cute decor store in my town of Kamloops. If anybody happens to be from Kamloops, called Real Deals on Home Decor. Michelle, the owner, is a good friend of mine. I absolutely love that store. I always find something really cute for the house or the kitchen, or she even has really cute clothes and necklaces and jewelry and stuff like that. Anyways, there's always something to see. But yeah, I treated myself. It's been a while since I've gotten myself a new mug. And surprisingly, I didn't get a mug for Christmas. Odd. I thought somebody would have given me a mug for Christmas. I collect them, for goodness sake. Mm-mm. It's got a nice handle too. You know how I'm really big on handles? I really hate mugs with an uncomfortable handle. I just don't like them. Also, they have to be decently big. This would probably be the smallest size that I would ever use, but it's comfortable. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, you guys, today we're going to be, the topic I chose for today is don't judge a book by its cover. Because I heard somebody the other day in passing saying how much she was looking at a friend of hers, and she made the comment, she's so skinny, she's got, the perfect figure. It's not fair. I work so hard and she doesn't. And it made me think about how we really shouldn't judge a book by its cover for many different ways. But first of all, just in case anyone is new here, my name is Lita, and I'm super passionate about keto and all things natural. But I am not a doctor. So anything I talk about here is just my opinion and should not be taken as medical advice. Okay. Question for you guys on this topic of not judging a book by its cover. I've got 2 questions for you. Do you compare yourself to people who are slimmer than you are? And do you know someone who can eat anything they want and pretty much don't gain any weight? Like literally anything. Those 2 questions. I do. And I can tell you that, yes, it can be super, super frustrating. Absolutely. Hey, Beth, glad you joined. It can be super frustrating. But this talk about not judging a book by its cover is more about you than it is about them. Slim doesn't necessarily mean healthy. We see other people out there. We all know people like this. They literally, they eat crap. I'm not saying every person that we know that's slim eats like crap, but I'm saying I'm sure we know someone who really eats a lot of crappy food, doesn't watch their carbs, doesn't watch their calories, maybe doesn't exercise, kind of maybe leads an unhealthy life, and yet perfect figure, or just the perfect weight for their body. But there's a lot more to it than just what we see on the outside. I'm not saying that anybody, that eats like that isn't necessarily healthy. We're talking about us here. That's really what the subject is about. But just because someone doesn't gain weight doesn't mean that everything's all good inside. And also, just because we may not be at our perfect body composition doesn't mean that we're not healthy. Um, we don't want to. We don't want the outside isn't necessarily a reflection of the inside, and we don't want to confuse ideal body weight with ideal health, because they are different things. Obviously, if we have a lot of weight to lose, there's inflammation in there, and there is, a little bit of a health component. But I don't think it's everything. I think there's so much more to think about than just weight. I'm just going to see. Teresa, yes, I do. I do not like my bottom half figure, especially my legs, but I'm not heavy, 125, but disproportionate. I am my own worst critic. Oh, Teresa, we all are. I don't think there is one single person in here right now that couldn't pick apart something about their body. I mean, that's just natural. And it's tough. It's really tough, especially when, like, if you know someone that really doesn't try, and in fact, almost is like the opposite when it comes to crappy eating, and you are really, really trying, and then you're struggling with something that you're not liking. It's really tough. Definitely tough. Um, but let's talk about the numbers, because really, this is what's really important. I have said this, I don't know how many times, and I know lots of other people have said it too. Health first, weight loss second. Because honestly, if we don't have our health, what is the point of having being a perfect weight or whatever, being at our best body composition? What is the point if we're not healthy? Health has got to be number one. Lab work is so important. Guys, if you don't get lab work done, I mean, I'm going to say like at least every couple of years, but ideally probably every year. Some people 6 months, depends, on what they're dealing with or whatever. But like I'm saying, even if you have nothing going on, regular lab work is really important. C reactive protein to find out what our inflammation levels are, our A1C, our iron and ferritin, our thyroid, our hormones. You have we have no idea what's happening in someone else's body, but we need to know what's happening in our body, right? And just because somebody else is super thin doesn't mean they're necessarily healthy. And same case with us. Even if we have extra weight on us, it doesn't mean that we're not healthy. So if we're looking at ourselves in the mirror and we're judging, and thinking to ourselves, oh, I'm trying to lose weight and I can't lose weight, maybe change the thought process to, I am so healthy. I am so grateful that I'm so healthy. And if there's something that you're working on, then, you know, it's even more important to be really focusing on your eating and what you can do to improve your health. Excuse me. I've had to change how I eat quite a bit because of some things that I was working on. I didn't have anything like super huge. The biggest thing that I've ever had was hypothyroid. And that's kind of like, I don't know if you call it remission, but like all my numbers are really good now. I didn't go on medication or anything like that. But in order to get my thyroid in check, I had to go off all grains. I had to lower my carbs. I had to be on the keto diet. Not saying you have to do those things to have a good healthy thyroid, but that's what I did, and plus some supplements. And that was something that I had to work on. It wasn't just given to me. I had to work hard at it. I am still working on it. I feel like it's something that will always be in my life, because I feel like it will come back if not. So my body was trying to tell me something when I was having issues with that. So when you get your lab work in, take a look at it, go over it with your doctor, your naturopathic doctor, and what is it that you need to work on in order to change those numbers. I'm not saying anything bad against medication, but usually there's a natural way that we can deal with these things. And I can tell you, for any thyroid people out there, I'm going to tell you, going off grains is like the number one thing. Number one. So I have more posts on that in guides. In guide number 4, I have some posts on that. I have other talks that we've had about it. Um, Read Grain Brain. That's a really great book. Has a big section on there about thyroid. Anyways, kind of going off on a tangent on that, but just because it's a personal thing. Anyways, the numbers are important. The numbers are important. Also, stop comparing them to you. The only comparing that you should really be doing is you to you, right? That's all we should be comparing to. The easy comparison is to say, oh, well, I used to be this weight and now I want to be this weight. Sure, there's that comparison. But there's other comparisons too. Was there a time where you felt more energetic? Now, do you feel more energetic and healthy than you did back then? That's another really good comparison. We should be looking at ourselves and not other people. it's like comparing apples to oranges, right? Each person is so uniquely different. And like I said, maybe they're getting away with it now. Maybe they can seem to eat whatever they want now. Generally speaking, it's going to catch up to them at some point in time. And I'd like to think that this lifestyle that we lead is really helping us to have optimal health as we get older, like now and going forward. So, even though, yes, let's face it, most of us started anyways with keto for weight loss. That's how most of us got started. But quickly you realize how amazing you feel eating like this and how many things it has helped reverse. For some people in the group, it's been amazing how many health conditions they have reversed by being on a ketogenic diet. Um, if someone motivates you towards a healthier life, that's great. I think if you look at someone and you say, wow, you know what, they're doing this and it's really motivating me, that's great. But if you look at someone who is not leading a healthy life, but they're slimmer, and you think to yourself, well, maybe I shouldn't even bother because look, I mean, I'm trying so hard and it's not really working near as fast. And this person doesn't do anything and they look great. That's not a great comparison because you honestly have no idea what is going on in their body. And everyone's metabolisms are different too. And especially if we're comparing ourselves to our spouses, that's generally not a good one either because men, they have a way faster metabolism than we do. We women have other things going on. Some of us are in perimenopause, some people are in menopause, some people have thyroid issues. We have a lot of stuff going on. So we have a lot more things than men do. So that's definitely not a good comparison. Be proud of the healthy lifestyle that you are living. Be really proud of yourself. Like it is a big deal. It would be so easy just to say F it and just eat whatever we want. That would be the easy way. But you should be really proud of yourself of what you're doing. Even if you haven't totally been on your game, you have still done so much good for your health. I wanted to say too, if you have been off your game, please join us for our 21-day accountability challenge. It is so fun. Honestly, everyone chimes in every single day. It's really supportive, looking featured in the group. And if anyone here is brand new to keto, because I never know who's watching, in guide number 2, I have everything you need to get started super easy. And if you have any questions, just ask us in the group. That's the beauty of our Intentionally Bare Keto support group. We are there to help everybody. Lisa, trying to watch, having technical difficulties. Oh, well, it's too bad. Maybe you're having a storm or something down there. Beth, eat cookies all day and super thin, but again, not healthy. So you're talking about someone you know. Yeah. And it seems like so unfair. Like if we're only judging based on weight, it's super unfair. It's super unfair. I think I've told you guys before the little game that we play when we go on vacation. My husband and I and our besties, 4 of us, we go on vacation a lot together. And I always tell everybody, okay, I want everyone to weigh themselves before we go on vacation. We don't share the numbers, but just weigh yourself so you know what it is. We go away for 1 or 2 weeks, usually all inclusive or whatever. I am probably eating, excuse me, I got a little tickle. I am probably eating the best out of everyone, at least when I start out. Like when I start off, I'm always like, I'm going to be 100%. Well, you know what happens on vacation, after you're on vacation for a little while, you start like sliding down, right? But overall, I would say I am absolutely eating and drinking the very best out of all of us. And when we get back and we weigh ourselves, I gain the most weight, and not just by a little, by a lot. And the person that ate the absolute worst, bar none, crappy, non nutritional, sugary crapola that I like 99% of it, I would not even let it cross my lips, gained the least. It's so unfair. It's so unfair. So that's what I mean is if we're only going by weight, it's really not something that we should be comparing ourselves. We have to look at the bigger picture. We have to think about what our whys are, right? What is super important to us, why we embarked on this in the first place. Your why is much I wrote it down. Your why is much more than the number on the scale or the size of pants you wear. Yeah, I made that up. It kind of rhymes, but not really. Anyway, but it's true. Really, the number on the scale and the size of our pants, that is not our whole why. That's a little bit of our why. But our main why is improved health, having energy, feeling great, feeling good about ourselves, feeling empowered, all of that. And we are doing it for ourselves. So, my last question to you guys: do you compare yourselves to people who are slimmer than you are? Do you do that? Regardless of if they eat healthy or not, do you compare yourselves to people like that that you know? Let's see, you guys, someone pop in an answer here. I know that I have done that. I probably still do. I can think of one person in particular, and um, she eats not great. She does exercise. I will give her that. She does. She definitely exercises. Um, but I don't think she could put on weight if she tried. That's just her body composition. That's just how she is. So, you know what? That person right there uh, might also compare themselves to other people. They may wish that they could gain some weight. Um, as much as we find it difficult losing weight, I would probably argue that somebody who wants to gain weight, it's probably a harder struggle for them. It's pretty difficult for a lot of people. You have to really do it in the right way, and you got to probably do a lot of muscle building or something like that. But I don't think it's fair. I don't know. I've never been in that position. I would think that it would actually be more of a challenge. But yeah, I know what it's like, and I do compare too. Kelly, no, I'm my worst at myself. Yeah. Well, and that's hard. It's hard not to be hard on ourselves. But I think when we try to think about what our why is, right? What is the reason why we started this in the first place? Kelly, maybe you could tell me. Why did you start keto in the first place, or low carb, whatever you're doing? Why did you even go this route? What was it that, you know, spurred you on, that made you want to do this? There had to be something inside of you. Or did something happen in your life to somebody else and you said, look, I don't want that to happen to me. I need to change so that I don't go that direction. Something like that, right? And that's really what we have to keep in mind. Instead of looking at other people and comparing ourselves to them, it's like apples and oranges. We're all very unique. We're all very special. We all have good points and sometimes bad points we're working on. Kelly, weight gain from thyroid. Okay, so that's why you started on keto, which is great because keto is like, I really think that keto is the absolute best for the thyroid. I really, really do. Um, I totally credit being on a ketogenic diet for helping me reverse my hypothyroidism. Definitely a huge part of it. If I had still kept on eating the way I was eating, I would probably be not where I am right now. So I am very thankful to keto for that. Beth, my best friend, can't put weight on. She has a hard time eating foods. Her pancreas is so touchy. A simple wrong food and she's in the hospital. Oh, that's really, really tough. And I bet she would love to gain some weight. And obviously she would struggle. Excuse me. My goodness, I got a little tickle. And you know what? I drank my water today. I mean, I really drank my water. I have, here's my surplus water. So this thing here holds 24 ounces. I drank a full one before I even have my fatty coffee in the morning. Then when I come downstairs in the morning, I take two. I have two of these full. I drink them before I come up for lunch. Over lunchtime, I drink at least one. And in the afternoon, I drink at least one or two. That is a lot. And still, I got this little, it's winter. It's winter. And I feel like, you're always like a little dry. It's like, even though I live in a very wintry cold area, it's actually extremely dry here. And I have a humidifier and everything, but yet I still feel like I always have a tickle in my throat, especially when I'm talking. Of course, never fails. Teresa, I know that I do that, especially when I'm on vacation in a bathing suit, amongst others. That is really hard. I honestly, like I said, there isn't one person in right now, not one single person commenting on here that doesn't, kind of look at other people or, criticize a part of their body or something like that. It's a hard thing not to do. It really is. However, that is really just aesthetics. I mean, like I said, we don't know what's going on with those other people's lives. We don't know what their health is really like. Yes, aesthetically, we're looking and we're thinking, oh, she's really, in good shape or whatever. But we just need to work on ourselves. We just need to work on ourselves and also just be like really, like I said, be really proud of where we are. Maybe we're not exactly where we want to be. And now I am talking like on the outside, but we're working on it. We're working on it and we're going to get there. So I really think that just being as positive as we can about ourselves, because I guarantee you, whatever it is that you're thinking about yourself, as you're walking over to the pool, there is somebody there looking at you and thinking you're fine and thinking you look really good. And boy, she looks so healthy. Sure wish I was that healthy. There is somebody looking at you the way you're maybe looking at somebody else. I guarantee it. 100%. Beth, she asked me to give her her butt. I would if I could. I'd give her my belly too. Wouldn't that be nice if we could just say, okay, here you go. You can have some of my hip stuff and, we'll just do a little exchange. That would be really nice. Anyway, you guys, just want to give you that little message and I'm going to leave you with this. I wrote this out today. Remember your why. Your. Nobody else's. Your why. Remember why you're doing this in the first place. Is it for something to do with your health that you're trying to improve? If you're trying to get weight off, trying to feel younger, get our brains working really good. Oh my gosh, when I post this thing with Amy Berger, you guys are just going to love it. I just love her. I've always loved her, but she always has a really good message. And it's not particularly long either, and it moves quite quickly, but she's super big on the brain. She is like an expert when it comes to Alzheimer's, dementia, all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, I soak up her wisdom. She's a huge fan of MCT oil. She's a huge fan of BHB. It all helps the brain. It stimulates the brain, gets that cognitive function or whatever. So, anyways, I will definitely post that link in here so you guys can watch it. And I will post it in the group too because it's a really good listen. And then she's talking. I looked her up on Amazon because I have her one book, but she has another book out, and it's something about like some mistakes on keto or something like that. Anyways, I just happened to see that and I'm going to see if I can get that book too. And then maybe I'll do like a little review on here. I did review her other book on the Alzheimer's antidote. And stupid Facebook, I had 2 years worth of coffee with Litas saved in guides. And when they did some kind of algorithm thing or whatever, they all like disappeared. So the only ones you're going to see saved in guide number 7 is from August of this year onward. But that's okay. I have them also on my YouTube channel. So I think I'm going to go back and find the ones that were like super awesome. And I'm going to repost them in the group so that I can save them in the guides because some of them were really good. I reviewed some really good books and stuff that you guys would probably be interested. But anyways, in case you're interested, you can look up Intentionally Bear on YouTube and every single topic I've ever talked about is in there. So you can go there and look if you want. I just like to have things in the group for ease. Thanks, Lita. Love Amy and her book, Not Wanting to Go Down Alzheimer's Road. Yeah. Yes, I have a YouTube channel. Well, so I don't do anything different in there. Like I'm always just talking to you guys. But then what I do is I have it kind of spliced so that the beginning chitter chatter part kind of gets cut off. And once I get to the actual topic, and then we kind of just put that on the YouTube channel. But the chitty chat is just for you guys, just to hear in the group. Yeah, but you can go in there and like every topic, everything I've ever talked about for like 3 years, I think is in there. I think everyone. So yeah, you can go back in there and binge watch and see all the mugs I've ever shown. Anyways, you guys, thanks a lot for coming out. I hope you take this little lesson and think about the next time you're looking at someone else. And just remember, other people are looking at you too. So look yourself in the mirror and know how awesome you are. And remember your why. Okay. You guys take care. Talk to you in the group. Bye. Have a nice night. Hey guys, before you go, hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the bell notification so you can be notified every time we have a new video posted. Also, down in the description, I will have links to everything that we talked about in our chat today, including information on how you can join my Intentionally Bare Keto support group. See you next time.